Okay, in this video I'm going to discuss how to draw the quadrilaterals shown in the handout. And so I've started a new drawing with just imperial measurements. I'm in model space. I'm ready to go. Okay, so let's take a look at our first one. Now, obviously our first one is just a square. Anytime you see a vertical and horizontal line like this meeting and there's no defined angle, it's assumed to be 90 degrees. Okay, so I have 5 and 5. This is a square. Okay, so let me enter the line command. I'll click anywhere in model space, and I have my polar tracking turned on, so I will just type 5, enter, go straight up, and it's a little close to me, so I'm going to zoom out right in the middle of the command, okay, and then pan. So I'm going to pull straight up, 5, enter, go to the left, 5, enter, and then go back to the beginning, and you see my endpoint snap. There. Remember that the endpoint snap is one of the running object snap is the very first one on the list, so you should have a check mark next to that. Okay? Then escape to get out of the line command, and pan and zoom a little bit. Now, I really don't like the location of this. This is really close to the origin, okay, where the X and Y line here meet. This is 0.00 on our drawing. Sometimes you actually want to start your drawing off at 0, but it's kind of distracting for what we're about to do. So I'm going to show you a new command. It's called move. Okay, it's on the modify panel of the home tab. So I can just click it here, and AutoCAD tells me to select the objects in the command line. So I will just click here once and then click on the other side of the object. Notice the color of the window was green. Okay, there's two different types of windows in AutoCAD. Okay, green, anything that touches the window or is inside the window will be selected. Blue, if I go, you notice I went from right to left and got the green window. If I were to escape, let me go back into the move command and go from left to right, and I get a blue window. Okay, now blue, anything that's completely inside the window will get selected. Okay, so if I do this, the whole square gets selected. All right, let me escape. But if I only do half, if I do that, the only thing that will be selected is the vertical line, because that's the only full entity that is inside that window. So let me left click at that point, and you can see only that line is selected. Let me go back again. Now, by the way, this is not specific to the move command. This is a windowing operation, right to left and left to right windowing operation in AutoCAD. So again, let me go from right to left, and if I do this with a green window, then the two horizontal lines, one vertical line will be selected. Okay, so that's something you'll have to get used to. You could also just single click on each line, okay, if you want to do that. So again, I got a little distracted here. Go to the move command, and then select all the lines, and then enter. And then I just want to pick a point, and so I'll left click here and then left click again to move it. Okay, you don't have to do that, but that was just a command I wanted to show you. Okay, so the next object is a rectangle. Okay, easy enough. Go into the line command. Now, let me kind of get that implied intersection sort of thing. So I'll go near my endpoint here when I see my snap, and then I'll have my polar tracking turned on. So I want to see that green line. Now, you don't have to do this, but I'm just trying to line mine up. Okay, so just somewhere in here, I want to left click. Now, the horizontal dimension is 10 and vertical is 5. So I just want to go to the right 10, up 5, 10, enter, and then back to the beginning. Okay, so those are pretty easy. Now this next one is it's a little different, but I'm going to show you a trick on how to draw this. Okay, so what I want to do is I want to just draw this horizontal line, 5.39. Okay, so I want to enter the line command again. Just kind of find a good starting point. Left click, and then I want to type in 5.39 and then enter. Okay, so this is 5 units high. Okay, so I want to re-enter the line command, go to the endpoint, I want to go up 5, and then I'm going to escape and go back to my drawing. Now you'll see that the overall length, horizontal length from this point to this point is 7.39, and our line is 5.39. So 7.39 minus 5.39 is 2. So basically the distance from here to here is 2. Okay, so I already drew a line from here up to here, which was 5. So let me draw another line over here that's 2. And I'm trying to find, locate where the end point of this line would be. Okay, so enter the line command, go from the end point over, and then type 2, and then enter. Okay, now escape. Now, since this line's already drawn to the correct length, all I need to do at this point is to use a new command called copy. Copy is here. Click on the line here, and then enter. And watch, AutoCAD asked me to select the object, so that's why I did that. I click that line and pressed enter. Alright, and now specify base point. I want to pick this as my base point, and then pick this as where I want to move it to. Okay, now at this point I've got 2 lines here, 1, 2. Alright, I want to erase this one and this one. So erase here and here, and then enter. And then I can just go from endpoint to endpoint, and I have all my correct measurements. The next item on the list, we can actually do something very similar, but I'm going to introduce a new command. Okay, the next command is called. Actually, let's not do that. Let's just kind of do something similar to what we just did. I'll show you that a little too much at one time. Okay, so let me go in here. So I'll just left click and let me go 8. Enter. And now the total length is 10 from this point to this point. Okay, and the length of the line is 8. So this again is 2 basically from this point to here. So I want to draw a line from this end point over 2 and then up 5. Working a little quicker now. From that point, I want to draw a line back to, notice I have 2 lines here, so I have an endpoint. And then I can erase those 2 little short construction lines. Let's use copy again to copy this line over. So select the objects and then enter. Choose that as an endpoint, and that's a finish point there. Okay, and then just simply connect those. And let's try this one. Okay, so we have a horizontal line that's 10 units long. So let me just go in here, left click, pull my line out to the right, 10, enter. Now this line has a midpoint, so let me take advantage of that. As you can see, if this has a length of 10, this is 3, this is 4, that also means that the distance from this point to this point horizontally is also 3. Okay, so basically the midpoint of this line is directly above the midpoint of this line. Alright, so let me draw a line from this midpoint straight up 5 units. So 5, enter. And now let me draw, well, let me do something a little different. Let me draw a circle. Okay, circle has a diameter, oops, sorry. Circle has a diameter we can use. Okay, imagine a circle right here. We just drew a line from this midpoint to where this midpoint is going to be. Let me construct this with a circle. I'll show you how. So I'll use the circle command with the diameter option. I'll choose this endpoint as the center point and pull the circle out just like this, and now it asks me to specify a diameter. Let me type in 4 and then enter. Use the line command and go from quadrant to quadrant. Now I can erase the circle and then draw a line from endpoint to endpoint on both sides. I should note that it's important that you Um, Never draw lines on top of one